YouTube? As you guys just saw, we got our final package in for the remainder of the interior. We got our door cards and we got our center console. At first glance, it looks absolutely amazing. It looks so much better than I expected, but we're gonna go ahead, open these up, get them in the car today, see how the interior looks when it's all put back together. We got the rear ashtray back in, we got the front ashtray back in, and overall I'm really happy with how this piece came out. I'm sure this wasn't the easiest piece to wrap, but overall very happy with it. I do need to throw in all the buttons, but I'm gonna do that once I start plugging everything back in the garage. And then we have our door cards here. So let me get these unwrapped real quick, show you guys how they look, and then let's go ahead and start installing them. So just unwrapped the first, I think this is the driver's side door, and this looks so good. It's so simple, and we really just copied the original stock interior design, but I think just this color itself just looks so good. So we copied the original stitching pattern. We went all the way across horizontally. I did want to go diagonal, but Brian was the one that mentioned, hey, this might actually look a little bit better and cleaner with the rest of the stitching. So he went ahead and did that. Our entire door handle armrest thingy is also wrapped. He had to go back here and hand stitch the entire thing from the back side. And then we even wrapped our little door card pocket. This was actually broken before. You can kind of see the crack right in this line, and he even went ahead, went the extra mile and painted the inner side of it black. You actually will never notice that it's not wrapped all the way through. So it looks really good. I'm super happy with how the door cards came out. Obviously, the center console, I think is gonna be a great touch. Now, everything is gonna be the same color of orange. The entire car is gonna be very, very bright, that's for sure. Now it's just a matter of throwing everything back in the car and seeing how it looks. And just like that, we got our first door back on, and oh my God, it looks so good. Let me go ahead and close it, show you guys from the other side. Just look at that. That looks so good. Now we just need to clean it up, but I won't do that just yet. Got a little scuff marks all over, but we'll go ahead and do the rest of them real quick. Shouldn't take too long. It was honestly a hassle putting that little bezel around the door handle on because there's so much extra padding here now. And obviously we have extra leather. So that was a little bit annoying, but we got it done. Got everything bolted back on. I did lose a few clips along the way, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and start tackling the next ones. So we just finished up putting the doors on the car itself. We still have to do the center console, but before we do that, I did want to add small little details for the doors, which are going to be this right here, and this should nope, never mind, false alarm. It does fit. It is a little bit of a tight because of the tolerances, because of the leather and the padding, but it kind of gives it a good amount of pressure to lock it and unlock it, which kind of feels nice. It doesn't feel as janky as before, if that makes sense. But got those in. That's kind of how it looks from the outside. Very subtle touch. That's how it looks locked and then unlocked. And just make sure it's working. That's working. So now we just gotta throw in the center console and we should be good to go. Then we'll pull this car out and see how it looks in the actual sun. So because of the new leather, I did lose a bunch of tolerance within each of these little buttonholes. So I had to take an X-Acto knife and cut out excess leather. And even then it was a very tight fit because there's glue and there's still other small pieces of leather in there. So I tried to make it as clean as possible. And luckily you cannot tell that I cut away leather in each of the holes, but so far we got all the buttons in. So now we're gonna go ahead and try to put the entire center console in. Hopefully it fits, plug everything up, and we're also going to rewire our cigarette lighter and the LED that plugs into that because we put a new LED in there. So now this should work, as well as the light that pops out from right on this side. It plugs in right down here. So yeah, we're gonna try to get that situated, which should be pretty simple, and get this in the car. As you guys just saw, I got the cigarette lighter working, got this ashtray back in, so we still have this cubby. I'm probably gonna replace this ashtray with a cup holder because I will never need this. I don't smoke or anything. We do have our new shift boot and handbrake boot sitting inside, so we're gonna install that real quick. And then we're just gonna put in this rear ashtray as well. So that's the last thing that's remaining. We have all the doors on, center consoles in, this door, steering wheel is looking amazing. And yeah, I think those are the final last few touches. And I don't know if I showed you guys already, but we got all our door locks in. And this door has a nice little feature where you can't lock it unless the door is closed. So those are all working now. And yeah, honestly, I should make sure this is working before. Let's see. Yes, sir. It's working. Perfect. Found the last ashtray. So now let's go ahead and toss that baby in, close, and we're done. Nice. Yeah, this thing looks so good. I still need to vacuum it. I need to get the tools out. But as of right now, honestly, let's just go ahead and do the shift boot and the handbrake boot real quick, and then we'll call it done. So if you own an E30, I'm sure you know that your shift boots go pretty bad. Like this one is super beat up. And basically what we're gonna do is leave this one on and just overlay it with this new one from Condor Speed Shop. So basically it should just sit around the stock ring, just like that. So now basically, I'm guessing the reason that you put it on top of your old one is so you have a little bit more structure to your shift boot. So it's not completely, it's like sagging everywhere. And this should also just clip right back into place, how it did from the factory. So that's nice. So we also have one for our brake boot. Yeah, we also have this one for our e-brake boot. And same process for this one. Okay, so little change of plans. I actually took the little bracket out of the boot, so that way hopefully this fits a little bit better now, because it really was not fitting with the other plastic piece. So now should slip right on over, and we should be able to throw this right into the car. Hopefully. Nothing ever really goes as planned for me. And now we just push this in place and we're good to go. I also just threw this in. This is the new handbrake button right here from Garagistic as well. It looks great, and we got the boot on the actual handbrake itself. This was a lot easier to go in. I didn't push it all the way in just yet, but yeah. Now we can finally pull this car out in the sunlight and see how it looks with the interior fully complete. So after I don't even know how long, we finally got the interior of this car put all back together, and we are as good as new, if not even better. We got our rear seats. I love the little rivets that we put in here. I think that was a great touch. It looks super classy. It doesn't look like it's too much, and it's honestly very subtle. In person, it doesn't really pop out as much as it does on camera, but honestly, I think it really looks good, especially matched up with all the black that we painted everything in the car. So we got the black handles, the black headliner, the black rear shelf duct right there. Everything black, as well as the seat belts, look very, very nice, and honestly, it couldn't have looked better. Then moving on to the front, we have our entire dash back in. Got the center console, as you guys can see. That is looking absolutely amazing. The other portion of the center console, we got the shift boots back on for both the handbrake and the shifter, the new steering wheel, and then our door cards. And then looking at the actual door itself, we got everything back together. This piece was a little bit hard to get back in. There, you can see the edge of the leather right here, but it's honestly not a big issue. And on the other side, we have our side view mirror adjustment button, and that's sitting there pretty flush. Looks pretty stock in OEM. And then we even got our cigarette lighter back in place. I wish you guys knew how I feel to have the entire interior of this car put back together. I've been driving it a lot the last few days actually. Once I finished it up, I actually drove it 127 miles or so in the last few days, and the car's been driving great. It's running a little rich, so we need to figure out why it's doing that. But overall, super happy with how the interior came out. I think it looks amazing, and it looks better than what I expected. And on the black, it really pops. But once we get our final color on here, I think it's gonna look even better, and it's honestly gonna be a very one-of-a-kind car. So really happy with how this interior came out. And like I said, after so long, we finally get to say that the interior is complete. If you stuck along for this entire project, I know it's been a very, very long one. I really do appreciate it. I've been seeing a lot of the comments on Instagram in person from my friends and family that the color is, a lot of people really like the color, so I'm happy with that. And I can't really wait to see what comes next with this car and what we're gonna do next. So we still got a lot planned, so definitely stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment what you thought of the car now that we have everything complete. I think that's it for this one, so I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.